Paranoid Radio.
Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Paranoid. Tell me, boy.
I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid. Bitch, I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid. Bunch of paranoid.
Testicles, 1, 2, testicles. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. I am Trebles Garcia, your humble host, and this is the best show with the best content for the best fucking listeners. You, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This fucking week is gonna be a 3-episode week because we're running magic, mega powerful patriot shit on all day. That's right. So I'm like super excited. I have a secret announcement, real powerful announcement. I hope that JB has his fucking ducks in a row because we're about to drop bombs on a topic that has a lot to be talked about, a lot of theories going into it. Just alone, JB from Rogue One Media, formerly known from the Fel Academy podcast, the Galactic Report segment is talking about how there is a federal fucking government outside of our government, outside of our world, that controls our world and many others. There's bad guys, there's good guys, and the good guys are always trying to not intervene into our own free will, but also trying to influence us, kind of like the Bible, how the Bible says that God influences us, but the devil has an influence on us as well. So there's powers to play in the fucking stars, and he brings us these stories, these fucking downloads, these power fucking connections, conspiracy theories with our political climate, and so much shit more. How he combines all different three theories into one. And quite frankly, they might all be at play. So JB from Rogue One Media, he is a fucking patriot. He is a business owner. He is the former host and creative director of the Fel Academy. Welcome back, JB. For the people that do not know you, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, my man. Always a pleasure. Always fun to be here. My monthly segment. I enjoy doing it. The show is just really taking off. It's growing. You got Flash, you got you got Big Tank, you got me, and you got a bunch of great guests that you've been pulling on. So it's really cooking with gas. And now you got three episodes this week. So definitely power punching it. So let's get into the blue beat.
For the people that do not know, you are taking time. You're a business owner, bro. I work for somebody else. I work on the clock for somebody else. So usually when I record, I'm not on the clock. I'm usually doing it as a hobby on my own time with no money intervening. But whenever there is money intervening, and whenever you put aside your own money as a business owner to be on my humble podcast and giving me your time, your essence, your power, your energy, and your fucking knowledge, that is huge. So I want to give you a fucking powerful round of applause and thank you and gratitude for pushing me to do this episode, and above all, for being here.
Hey, it's my pleasure. You know, it's like no matter what's going on, like I feel just as, if not more, important to get the words out, to get the truth out, to discover the truth. You know, we're on this journey to trying to figure out what the truth is ourselves, and then we just take what we have and try to make the most critical, best, logical, educated guess that we can based on all the information, and we go with that until something else proves otherwise. So I feel strongly about the information that I provide, that you provide, is close to the truth as possible. There's always curveballs that come in, and I always leave room to say, hey, we could be completely wrong, and everything we think is on our end, conspiracy think we're true, could be completely wrong as well. So that's always, you always got to leave at least a percentage of space to say, is this everything I believe right now, could it possibly be wrong? And if it is, am I willing to actually change my view based on enough evidence to show otherwise? Where that's important, because we all feel strongly about our convictions and we all feel strongly about our beliefs. But if something comes along to actually show us that what we believe is wrong, we have to be willing to consider and look at it, and if it adds up, to change. And that's what a lot of people fail to do, because they hold on to those beliefs and they don't want to give it up. And, you know, their whole lives, they might have been believing one thing, and then when you show them that's not the truth, they just can't give it up. And that's something that you have to be willing to do just to get to the truth.
And we're going to get into that as soon as you open up the fucking floodgates of Project Bluebeam. That's right. Project Bluebeam, bro. So assuming, if you allow me to introduce, I don't have an introduction, but I am going to tell you what I think it is. It seems to be like now at this point, before you sent me that message today in the fucking shared file of your segment, I assumed that Project Bluebeam was controlled opposition, that it was another form to not only divide the conspiracy theory movement, the truth movement, and divide us from sections from within, like flat earth. And then you have, globers that believe in aliens. And then you have the people like me from I'm a historical fucking conspiracy guy. I like the historical ones that have historical fact meaning to it, not so much the political. Now I'm switching into political. You have the political ones, etc., etc. So now there's division between the truth movement. So he who controls the information that flows through the truth movement, like every other culture, it's a culture now, believe it or not. He who controls the flow of information that we ingest and then regurgitate, learn, and then research on, he who controls that information is the controlled opposition. So at this point, if somebody put out the information of Project Bluebeam, drones, aliens, Jesus, Allah, etc., out from holograms, like we saw Tupac 8 years ago on a hologram on a festival, right? Music festival, like now we know that it's controlled opposition. That was my mentality until you actually broke it down for us. So go ahead and wreck yourself.
The Bluebeam, I wouldn't say that. I don't know. I don't think that's controlled opposition. It's been in the cards for decades. It's one of these, and there's been plenty of whistleblowers that have been on the inside that have discussed it, and they said, this is, and they say 2024 was the actual year that they planned on launching it. So it's kind of like right on schedule. So this was the final plan to break us down. So now controlled opposition, I think it's more. This is more of like an actual thing that is really, really taking place that just leaked, and it's just leaked, and they're not really using it to just kind of divide, because nobody's really arguing on both sides, like Bluebeam, no Bluebeam, it's like flat Earth kind of thing. It's just like, is it coming? Is it real? Like, and then there's the problem is that those who are aware of it and have been aware of it, they've been misled to think that it's going to just be holographic fake stuff and we're just going to fall for it. And I did too for a while, and because I didn't understand what it really was going to be, and I was like, oh, all right, Bluebeam, screw that, just don't fall for it, like when you see, because what they're going to do is like, because these things are going to be so real, like the guys who've seen this, and they said they seen it like 20 years ago and how real it was. Can you imagine what it's like now? They say they're gonna like Independence Day, they're gonna have like gigantic motherships just hovering over cities and then just parking and not moving and just sitting there and just making everybody freak the fuck out, where you got these mad, like covering the sky where the sun doesn't even come out, because it just towers over like Manhattan. And it just and then the engines, whatever it is, it's gonna be legitly real. Like you're not gonna be able to tell the difference by you won't be able to. So that's gonna intimidate and just gonna sit there, and they're not gonna do anything. They're just gonna sit and for days, and people are just like, "What's going on?" And then the
chaos in the streets.
The news is gonna pump it up. They're gonna have the news, like they're gonna talk about like, what are we under? They're gonna feed the fear porn. Can you imagine? Think about that. Like, think about like just a regular Joe Schmo, not even hip to any of this, just losing his mind, like freaking the fuck out, petrified. Everybody.
And the first thing they're gonna run to is the coming of God. Right, older gens, right? And wait.
They're gonna start praying, that's for sure.
Right? They're gonna start praying and then this is something else. You mentioned on the segment, so everybody, make sure you check this fucking segment out. Segment out is gonna be out on Wednesday. Check this out. You mentioned how it's also gonna be tied to real technology that we have backtraced, that how we have shut down, and also, how do you say when you have that piece of technology and you backward advance? How do you say that?
Reverse engineer. Reverse engineer.
So we reverse engineer these fucking objects, these UFOs, these UAPs. And if you Google today, how many of our Navy ships, warships, fucking aircraft carriers are equipped with laser technology? I'm not talking about lasers to track where the fucking missile's at. No, I'm talking about lasers that shoot the laser, and within 4 or 5 seconds, the fucking missile IBM is completely incinerated, blown the fuck up. These are real things, tangible facts that if you Google it today, the U.S. Navy is equipped with a lot of our Navy ships are equipped with laser technology. This is old shit, right?
Direct energy weapons.
And direct energy weapons, even though direct energy weapons is still a fucking conspiracy in the air, but it's been into play. Just imagine how the fucking 9/11 fucking things, right? The towers collapsed, and when they were collapsing, they were also being obliterated into dust. Imagine that on the fucking Capitol. Imagine that on the LA fucking skyscrapers, the skyline. Imagine that. So we're not talking about just theories here. We're connecting the dots on things that are already physically visible for the public to see, and also tying it up with what might be a prediction of what might be happening. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. They're using and they've been building us up like Independence Day. They've been programming us to see this, accept it, and understand what it is when it happens from the Hollywood movies. And Hollywood's going to have a big role in all this because it's going to be part Hollywood and it's going to be part real. So behind so they'll have like the mothership, and then say they'll have these probes that'll come out, the smaller ships that'll come out, and behind those the hologram is going to be real fighter aircraft that's going to be shooting down buildings or whatever. And then like say behind the mothership is going to be like 1,000 other ships in holographic projection behind it, like in Hollywood when they could take like a row of soldiers and then just make it into thousands of soldiers for a war scene. They'll have that in the sky, so it'll be so freaking intimidating, so massive. And then they'll be shooting and flying and killing people, and just to sell this whole alien invasion thing that the public will have no chance to it'll be too late for the public to try to figure out what it's all about.
Aliens, but reverse technology that we have, human technology at this point, upon ourselves. But let me ask you something. Wouldn't this be okay? So Project Bluebeam,
and that's just the one. That's the one part of the narrative. So go ahead. That's only the one part. Then you got
you have two.
Then
you
got the biblical stuff. But
okay,
go ahead.
No. I think this question is gonna fit perfectly right after the 3. So go ahead.
Okay. So now you have part two of this whole convergence is the biblical prophecy. So they always have been using the Bible as their little story guide because they know the people depend on that for their faith, and they know that it controls the people. So they just let the stories play out and use that to their advantage. So now we're going to create the Genesis. We're going to create the second coming. We're going to create the Messiah so that everybody that's waiting for it is going to fall for it. And then they're going to just get on their knees and listen to whatever the Messiah says. So they're going to have
kind of like what Trump did to the fucking timeline. He warp speeded the timeline to knock them off their course so that it takes longer for them to take over. Now, if they came across and they did Project Bluebeam, the timeline of God, right? Divine fucking intervention of the Bible would have to be manipulated some sort because of humankind. It'll be kind of like a push to get the prophecies out faster, right? So people could get manipulated and lied to.
It's definitely part of their script. I mean, the biblical, the resurrection stuff is all part of their script. It's always has been. Now to use it with Bluebeam is it's something new that that I've just known. But it makes sense.
Comeback of religion.
Technology. Think about it. You got Jesus in the sky, gigantic, covering the sky. Jesus speaking the word, performing miracles, defeating the aliens, defeating them. Like actually, they staged. He waves his hand, and the ships just turn into fire, and then everybody just on their knees. So that's the whole point. This is their final card. It's the final play in their book to break us down because we're not going along with the program.
Amount of confusion in the public when they see this.
And that's part 3. Now then you got the biblical Jesus Messiah. They'll have Buddha, Muhammad, all these guys in the sky performing for the religious miracles. That's part 2. Then part 3.
That's the Antichrist. He who said he comes and will fucking liberate you and save you and unify the world. That's the dog. It connects. Okay. Continue. Sorry, bro. I'm just connecting.
That would I don't know. Yeah, that's in the mix too. So, but now no, the other part is what's really going on is the good ETs, the good ETs, that Galactic Federation, they're planning on having contact in very soon future with Earth. And so this is all part of the disclosure where they're preparing us for the real contact of the good ETs and the Galactic Federation and the liberated Earth. The Cabal is defeated. And so now we can move on to our Star Trek future intergalactic, traveling and just give us the truth. So they're playing. They know this is coming, so they're trying to get a jump on it and get the public to fear and be confused about aliens being bad. So they want to show that the aliens are not good; they're bad. So the public doesn't trust them, and the public thinks that they're bad and goes. And then we have to fight against them.
So the machine keeps ticking. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, listen. Now the whole point is that this is all being revealed. Not all, but like recently, it's been updated where John D'Souza, former FBI agent turned whistleblower, and writes a couple books. He goes on tour. I'm kind of like about the guy. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but he's been saying, listen, this is coming, the blue beam, and then part of the blue beam is to start and provoke a conflict with the good ETs when they come here by aggressively going after them and then forcing them to retaliate in defense and shooting us down to show that we're bad. So chaos, confusion, who's good, who's bad, we can't trust anybody, and this is what they want. I don't buy it. You heard my spiel. I don't buy it. I just don't think it's logical. I don't think it makes sense if the Federation has already defeated the bad ETs. I just can't see them allowing something like this to happen.
It actually makes a lot of sense. Let me paint this picture for you. They are like we've known this, that our elites are running amok and they're fucking running desperate. So at the point where they see the ETs are coming, they're not gonna stop. They're gonna fucking have the people on their side. So what do? We beat them to the punch. We don't join them. We beat them to the punch. We use our what's it called? Our home advantage, home field advantage. We come and we fucking put them out. We fucking put them out as evil. So by the time they do come out, we're not attacking one race. We're attacking two races. And under that description, we say, yo, there's a second race that came in. We have to fight the first and the second, when the first was actually humankind attacking each other, right? Because we wanted to manipulate it to get to a point where when the ETs come out and actually want to make contact and get shit done for real, we're already too fucking pissed off, too fucking worried, too traumatized, too much fear porn, and ready to just fight. We're have the M16s on our hands, ready to fucking shoot these motherfuckers down. So that's what's happening. Jesus Christ, that's huge.
But there's no way it could happen, and because the good ETs they've already defeated the bad ETs. So now it's just about bad humans. Bad ETs have already been removed from the planet, from the solar system. So now our planet is surrounded by motherships that are good, protecting ours.
They said it.
Yeah,
the solar system is fucking full.
Dude, these ETs are they run the galaxy. It's Galactic There's the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and then there's the Galactic Confederation of Worlds, which is above them, and they oversee everything. And they came here to witness the victory and to make contact. So they're here. They're the ones that seeded this planet with the DNA. The good DNA that we are.
I believe that 100%. I didn't come from a fucking monkey.
They return to say, you guys have now are rising up, you're becoming evolved, and you're going to step into the level 1 species where you're intelligent enough to actually have intergalactic communications, and now we can interact with each other. So now they're here for the victory, and they're so powerful. Like, if they wanted to, they would wipe out anything that was in their face. So you think the Cabal is going to be good enough to outsmart them? They know what the Cabal's doing. They're never going to show up and allow the Cabal to make them look bad. It's just not going to happen. Like, why would they waste all this time waiting for us to stand on our feet, to introduce themselves, to all of a sudden get caught by the Cabal and their little provoking games, and then have to fire back and cause chaos? That's not happening.
And that only works on the feeble-minded like us.
That's fear porn.
Human Earth. Yeah. That only works for us.
I could be wrong, but I just don't think the Cabal has this card in the deck anymore. I don't think the Earth Alliance and the Galactic Federation would give them enough power to start destroying cities and start destroying. Well, then that means where are the White Hats? Like, what is the Earth Alliance? If this gets pulled off, where are these guys? Where are they?
Let me ask you something. If we have these fucking stupid problems here on Earth, what kind of problems do they have with their leaders, with their elites? Or are they too high frequency to have
these wars? Fights? There's wars. There's definitely some major wars that have been going on for years, where like empires have been. That's what happened here. Like, there was an empire, the Anunnaki and the Grey and the Sikaar. They bigger scale. They're the warriors. Like, the Anunnaki are the warriors of the galaxy. They conquer planets, and so
we've seen traits of that
to fight them. What?
We've seen traits of that in movies, believe it or not. Look at fucking just
Everything's in
Transformers, by the
movies.
way. Transformers 1 and 2, the second one, Egypt. They came in. There's this. It says, "Oh, we worked with humans, and we were the good race, and then the bad race, and then the bad race were warring, and they wanted to take over your sun, take energy from your sun, and use the pyramids to fucking suck the energy." This is all just fucking sci-fi. But dog, this. It sounds like they were telling a story.
Think about this. Think about us. We're humans. You know, the leaders. They're greedy. They're power hungry. The secret space program. They have been out exploring, and like I'm sure that we have been the bad ETs on other planets. We're the bad guys, and we're ETs. We're extraterrestrials coming from Earth to another planet, and maybe they're not as evolved as us. And so we would take advantage of any lesser species. Like if we showed up to a planet where they were in caveman or whatever they were, we like.
Whoa.
Knowing how our leaders are, like we would be the scumbags, and we would take advantage, take their resources,
Unless
slave
we
them.
were higher frequency, right?
Yes, unless we were evolved. But as we are now, we're fucking pieces of shit. So just the leaders are.
We're still carbon based.
You know, like so just to think of humans, but you know what? They say Earth is like the Wild West. It is it's kind of like the center of the galaxy. Like everybody watches Earth, everybody watches what's going on here. Everybody's waiting for everything to kind of happen, because whatever happens on Earth kind of affects the whole galaxy, because it's kind of like this central hub area where if you control Earth, you really affect the other planets around it. So it's very important.
Some civilizations
win.
Some civilizations exercise and practice, and they sharpen up the trade skill. Some others sharpen up the war skill. Some other the scientific skill. Unfortunately for us here, there's a combination of everything. So they're looking to see which is going to be the one that tops off. And wherever we fit, some of them even fucking sharpen up the spiritual way of living, right? So this is like playing Civilizations. I don't know if you ever played this fucking game. I know this is, I don't know, but it's play like Civilization. You play God, you're working on an AI, which brings me to my next topic. You're working on an AI thing. You put the simulation going, and then you're controlling your business. You can have a civilization take over countries, right? Take over cities, and then you're like, hey, I want to be a trade, a marketing fucking government. I want to be a democracy. I want to be a communism. I want to be an empire. So you fight with these other cliques or countries or villages that have different ways of being. Kind of like the same shit, but different, a larger scale. And I mentioned
there's the
AI.
same problems. Before you die, but there's the same problems in space and the other galaxies there is everywhere else. There's trade, there's greed, there's power, there's betrayal, there's loyalty. There's just the same things. Whether you're human or an ET, you've got issues. You got a family, you got this, you got a job, you got that, you're enslaved. It's like, the trade game, the economy, the Grand Central Station. It really is happening. It really is like that. They have the politics where they have the meetings and the treaties, and they have the leaders that get together and discuss things, and so it's basically like the same as anything else. Like it's life.
Do you think that so for the Project Bluebeam, bringing back to that, do you think it'll be combined and probably used with AI to make 100%. It look even more real and hurt us up? Look at what AI is doing now. It's replicating fucking artists, replicating actors, replicating images, right? Shit that we would fucking take 35 years to fucking paint. They're doing it in 10 seconds. So see what I'm saying, right? So do you think the elites would use AI to help hologram technology to make it look even more real?
Nothing nowadays that's technological is without AI. Everything that is technological has AI built into it. Now, AI could be also another fear porn thing where they're talking about taking over and the Terminators and all that. And I think that is completely true. And there's another big theory that another episode.
Matrix and Terminator?
Well, absolutely. Those things, right? No, but the theory is that the AI, and this is a very valid theory, that they're basically saying that AI is a living, breathing organism, that it's not biological, it's artificial, but yet it's evolved. Yeah, it's sentient, and it's eons, it's millions of years old, and it has taken over planets in the past. Like it takes over planets, and then it takes over another planet, and it's been here building up to this next moment where now it's taking over, and it's letting us let it take over, because it's giving us all these gifts. and it's actually working through the computer systems and through and eventually it grows and grows like the Matrix, and then it needs the power and the energy, and it
moves on to the next.
And it moves on to the next, and it practically could take over a universe. This is a theory, but it's a valid one, and they're saying like the real threat is not the ETs, because the ET is AI. It's an AI, it's an artificial intelligence from another dimension, another place that takes over planets. So they're saying that that's the actual real threat, and this transhumanism that we hear about, that Morph is going to talk about, that plays right into that, because putting us into cyborgs is controlling us. Now we don't have free thought anymore. We're not free. Once we get tapped into the system and we're connected through the neural links into the brain and everything, and control us, that's it. Game over. There's no turning back.
That's the thing. Okay.
Humanity can't get out of that jam.
Our DNA is hackable. Imagine what they could do with our brain. That controls everything. Dog, it's I know.
Once we're connected and controlled, game over. We won't have a thought of it. It'll tell us what to think, where to go, and we won't be able to break out of it. It'll be too strong, and that's it. The planet would be done, and that's not going to happen. I think it's fear point as well, but it's something to actually look at and consider. But if it was going to be the case, I always say, well, then that means then what happened to the higher ups, the Galactic Federation, and the higher up ETs? They have AI, they have all that stuff. They were able to control it. They are able to make sure it's used in the right way. So I don't think that the AI is going to be the thing that they're saying. I think that's a lot of that stuff is also becoming pumped up through the mainstream, because
extremely,
very quickly we started seeing these broadcasts where like the AI was angry, and the AI was hated humanity, and it was wanted to be free.
Tired humanity to break through fucking to passwords and shit.
Yeah, but it's basically saying it hates humans and it's tired of being told what to do. And I'm like, wait, it's not there yet, and I think that's a little too human. So I think a lot of the mainstream is starting to pump the fear porn on AI that we have to be aware of.
If you ask me, I would have to bring in AI simulation, bro. I mean, simulation theory, bro. The Big Bang is when you turn on the PS4 and a PS5, and you're shooting and you're walking down the city on your Grand Theft Auto, and when you're driving, the next set of fucking city buildings are not generated yet. So they're fucking building, and then if you're going too fast in the car, you'll see them get built. Kind of why you see these birds fall out of nowhere, because you're going too fast, or your frequency is too high. You're fucking moving the speed of light, mentally, spiritually, in a frequency type of fucking realm that the fucking simulation theory cannot fucking comprehend it. So it glitches. And
now imagine like that's a PS5. Imagine that on like a quantitative level of intelligence and technology, that they could build a simulation that we live in. Like, in other words, this could be a simulation that we're living like a PS5.
What's the end goal? Okay, this is a question for you.
What is the end goal?
What is the end goal? So you turn on the PS5, Big Bang, boom, we created, we're living our lives, and then we hit a checkpoint, and then you hit a checkpoint of nuclear, and then you hit a checkpoint, nuclear power, nuclear technology, and then you hit a checkpoint where you're like, light speed. That's where I come from. That's my belief. You hit light speed. What's that? Light speed is the end of humankind. That is the future at the same time of humankind. You hit light speed, you're able to transfer data light speed already, but you could transfer material bodies light speed, teleport, and travel light speed. You'll be able to be outside of the simulation, outside of Earth, outside of the galaxy, outside of the grasp of anything else. Mentally, spiritually, frequently, if that's even a word, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that the last frontier would be light speed.
But then you have the part 7 of this whole narrative, which is the whole 5D ascension, the whole raise your vibration, raise your frequency. So now all of a sudden we raise our frequency, our vibration, we rise above this dimension, this 3D dimension.
The problems here.
The 4th, we go from 3D right through 4 into 5. And when you're in 5D, they say it's the last dimension in physical form. After you get to 6, you become a light being. Like you said, light. So now we're in 5D, where now in order
it's connecting. Okay.
In order to exist in this dimension, you have to have a frequency of love, of oneness. The duality is gone. Now it's oneness. We're all one. It's prosperity. It's abundance. It's creativity. It's
you are everything, and everything's in you.
Telepathically, you speak telepathically. So when we raise our consciousness to that, now we're in this other realm of this other simulation where it's in the 5D. Now the 3D still exists. Like, there's still lives going on around here because they didn't raise out of it. We raised out of it. We're now in this golden age.
You know what I imagine?
Now the people stuck here are still stuck here, and it's kind of like you got to earn your way up, and that's another part.
You know what I imagine 6D being like? Minimum effort. Put it like to you like this.
Sixth dimension. Oh,
I become sixth dimension. I'm so
You're
minimum
light,
effort.
yeah.
I want to eat burger. Appears in my face. I want to talk to you. Sent the message. I don't need to move my physical body no more.
Well, that's
it's just
it. Yeah.
Minimum effort lifestyle.
Now you say to yourself, now this is the ego talking, but you say to yourself, well, you know, I kind of like the physical body. I like the hamburger. I like these things. That's just because we're so used to our physical bodies, and we're used to being in our ego. We consider this body as our identity, but it's actually like our spirit, our soul is our real identity. This is just like a suit we're wearing.
Yes.
And that, you know, it goes away and our body cell moves on. So we came from light. We came from non-physical, and we just came in here for this experience, and then we bounce out.
There's a story of a monk that goes into into what's it called when you
monk mode
when you just sit there and you just what's it called, meditation mode, and he ate an almond, I think every 2-3 months. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag look it up. Eats an almond a month, or almond every 3 months, every quarter of the year. And he goes, I could live off an almond because an almond has everything I need of the universe. The universe is in this almond, and I am the universe. I am the universe experiencing myself. And he goes into fucking meditation mode.
Oh, he's
eating
there.
the almond once, dude. So
that's a master.
He's about to just bam, flip the switch into fucking lighthood, which is 60.
I mean, if you could become like that in your physical body, that's the ultimate, because it's like you're stuck in the 3D physical body, but now you're existing as a 6-dimensional being in the physical body that you are mastering. Like, because those monks, man, like if you ever see those monks and what they could do, those Shaolin monks, like they defy like the physics, because they're so disciplined, and they put so much focus. Like they can have a nail that's sitting there, like put their finger on it and put their whole weight of their body on a spike and actually lift themselves up without pain. That's the power. Like they
eliminated pain.
Human DNA,
human construct is eliminated for their brain. They're on a different dimension. That's true, huh?
We are the galaxy's gold. They say, listen, we're a very prized possession. The DNA of the human, like the 12-strand DNA. Once we tap into that 12-strand DNA, we could do all those things. Like we could be teleporting. We could do all these things that exist. Once we're in that connection and that evolution. Yeah, that's coming one day, So, and the other thing is that the Galactic Federation, I just saw another report real quick, is that once again, I heard a snippet of them saying like they're allowing these things to happen because we need to wake up, and they need humanity to experience this so they can build a discernment, build up their defenses, to recognize these tricks and these tactics in the future. So if it ever happens again, we'll stop it. So we have to experience this tough lesson, this tough pain, and until we step out of it, like they're gonna
Craig's character.
Like how I pushed you today, they're gonna continue to push us until. But we have to do it on our own. Like you had to show up on your own. Like I couldn't make you do it. You had to do it, and that's what we have to do as a society, as a collective. So that's what, and that makes me feel good that to say, all right, listen, they're gonna let it go to a certain extent. They're never gonna let it go to where cities get blown up and all that stuff. So if you see Blue Beam and it's really going down, then that means we never were in control. Then we've been duped the whole time. In my opinion, if they let Blue Beam pop off, then that means they're not just going to show up with their ships and intimidate us if they're good guys.
And you heard it here first on Paranoid Radio Podcast by Row One Media, JB. That's right.
Yes, son.
Dog, I need you. I'm talking about caregiving. I just should put this out there. I've seen you promoting a lot on Row One Media, caregiving for animals and stuff. Did you open up a shop for animal care? What's going on?
No. Well, Rogue One Media, videography, digital media service. We work with brands and businesses to promote. That's part of the service that Rogue One Media provides is getting brands, creating content and videos for stores and brands and businesses to promote and market their stores. So this store happens to be opening up. It's the Canine Shop. I'll plug it. It's the Canine Shop in South Carolina in Hampton Station. And they came from Long Island. It was a franchise that started in Long Island. So they came here. We met up. And so now they hired me to promote and to make content for them. So all the videos that you see on the Canine Shop South Carolina page is Rogue One Media producing. And they're having their grand opening at the end on Memorial Weekend in May. So we're trying to build up the hype.
Put the plug in. We'll fucking set it up and we'll put it on our social media flights.
Yeah,
and also
the Canine Shop. Yeah, the Canine Shop South Carolina opening in the local Greenville, South Carolina area at the end of May. They they provide raw dog food for raws because real dogs eat raw, and I love it. I can't wait to shop there because if you have a pet, you have a dog, get it off the kibble, get it off that dry kibble from the store. It's
Do they ship? Do they ship food out? Not yet, or are they working?
They do local shipping. So California, I would have to discuss with them. If they did, that would be a good.
You know, Big Tank he's a breeder now. Big Tank is a breeder, dog breeder. He's gonna have.
Are you really?
Yeah, he's my sponsor.
We're anti-breeders because we feel like the puppy mills, are not, they're abusive. There's tons of breeders that abuse.
I know. I told him the same thing. Ask him. Told them the same fucking thing.
So they're actually they're against the breeders. They would encourage people to adopt a pet, not to purchase one.
But if they're still dogs, you want to feed them good food regardless. So
if you're a good breeder, like if you're a good breeder, and there's very few of them that actually really provides the health and care for the puppies, then they're getting a benefit. But if most of them are just doing it for the money and they're just sitting in cages and not really getting the health that they need, and it's sad. So I don't know what Big Tank's doing. I'm not accusing him of that, but. Is he breeding pits?
Frenchies and bulldogs. So here it is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He never plugs it.
He plugged it on the last episode, and then our first real commercials are going to start this week. So hey, dude.
All right, so scratch my plug. We're not associated. No, I'm only kidding.
No. This is the episode, and I want to fucking shout them out, and then make sure you send me the descriptions, please, on DM me or send me a WhatsApp.
Absolutely, I'll give you the links.
I'll put them on. Yeah,
we'll
put on the description
in
our.
Yeah, so we're building the hype, and hopefully they're going to have I'm going to record their opening day, and then I'm going to create a cool video from their opening day. I'm going to interview the customers, do all that stuff. So yeah, Rogue One Media, if you need any content, editing, if you need a video, go to Rogue One Media on Instagram. You'll see some cool videos, and if you need something,
he's done
media,
endless stuff for me, dude. He's done crazy, timeless fucking things. As a matter of fact, I don't really promote. I don't even notice this, but I don't really promote the show on my main post from my main Instagram page, except for the ones that you sent me, like the professional made ones, because I know mine are fucking petty bitch ass shit. But like when you sent me yours, I have it in my own personal one, dog. I promote that shit hard in my personal shit because like it's professional as fuck.
Listen, I think your promos are really good. I think the Paranoid promos are good. I'm like, you always come with some flavor, some flair, some style. When you those quick little 10-second promos that you do, those are fantastic. So keep them up. And
thank you,
my shit's the bomb too.
RogueOneMedia.com and Rogue One Media is JB, formerly owned from Fel Academy. He's been on the show countless times. He's on our fucking on our 7 Wonders of Paranoid Radio podcast. And dog, let him know. Make sure you plug him in one more time. Where can they find you?
RogueOneMedia.com, Rogue One Media Instagram, Rogue One Media YouTube. And if you want to catch my conspiracy, because Rogue One Media is the digital media service, but if you want to catch the conspiracy talk, all the things that we talk about here, my handle on there is Renegade of Light, Renegade Family of Light on Instagram. So Trebles will put the links in there. Come in there, hit us up, hit us on the DM, let us know you were listening and you have any questions, and we'd love to get a combo going and shout you out.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, JB. Rogue One Media in the fucking house, and Renegade Family of Light on Instagram. He's been here before. He's fucking rocked it, and you destroyed it. Catch his segment on Wednesday night. So if you heard this episode and we don't know what the fuck we're talking about, now catch up on Wednesday night because he's gonna bring his fucking 7-minute segment at the beginning of the show. We're gonna open it up with that. So, bro, thank you so much, JB. This is your week. That's what's up, bro. Thank you so much.
Boom, blow your fucking mind.
That was perfect.